The research facility burns against the crystalline sky of Axion Prime. Streams of data crystals shatter and melt as the Axioni scientists desperately destroy decades of research. Their crystalline forms pulse with urgent patterns, the universal sign of panic among their species. In the central chamber, lead researcher Zixus watches the destruction through multifaceted sensors, knowing they have no choice. The information they've uncovered must never reach the wider galaxy. 3 cycles earlier, the Axioni Science Council had proudly announced their groundbreaking study into primitive species entertainment activities. The project aimed to understand how less advanced civilizations spent their leisure time, a window into their development and potential. Among the study subjects, humanity stood out as particularly fascinating. Their games seemed endless in variety, from physical competitions to complex digital simulations. The Axioni were masters of prediction and pattern analysis. Their crystalline neural networks could process vast amounts of data, finding connections that would take other species millennia to uncover. They thought they understood what they were seeing. Simple entertainment, ways for a developing species to pass time between technological advances. They never imagined they were watching something far more significant. Now, as emergency protocols erase their findings, Zixus remembers the moment everything changed. The exact instant when their research team realized the horrifying truth about human games. The memory crystals in the observation chamber pulse with a final warning transmission. They aren't playing. They never were. Every game, every simulation, it's all preparation. The humans haven't been entertaining themselves. They've been training, and they're ready. The facility's destruction protocols reach critical levels. In the final moments before their research vanishes forever, Zixus knows they've uncovered something the galaxy must never learn about humanity. Because once you understand what human games truly represent, you realize they've been practicing for war since before they left their planet's surface. The Axioni Science Council represented the pinnacle of galactic research methodology. Their crystalline forms house computational abilities beyond most species' comprehension, processing complex theoretical physics as easily as others process basic arithmetic. When they announced their comprehensive study of primitive species' recreational activities, no one questioned their methods or motives. After all, understanding how developing civilizations spent their free time offered invaluable insights into their psychological and technological progression. Lead researcher Zixus assembled an elite team for the project. Quantum analyst KRYSS specialized in pattern recognition across multiple probability streams. Their fractalized neural pathways could process centuries of data in moments, finding connections others might miss. Behavioral specialist Nexus brought expertise in species psychology, their prismatic structure specifically modified to interpret emotional responses across all known sentient races. Rounding out the core team, Systems Interpreter VYX possessed unique abilities to interface with alien technology, their adaptive crystalline matrix capable of understanding and translating any computational language encountered. Their initial survey identified Earth as a promising subject. Humans demonstrated an unusually high production of recreational activities compared to other species at similar technological levels. The sheer variety appeared illogical. Most developing civilizations focused their entertainment on practical skills or social bonding. Humans created games for seemingly every possible scenario, from simulated farming to abstract pattern matching, from physical competitions to complex strategic challenges. The research began with historical analysis. The team traced human game development from ancient physical contests through increasingly sophisticated board games, noting how complexity evolved alongside technological capability. The correlation seemed obvious at first. As humans developed new technologies, they incorporated them into their entertainment. But something about the pattern bothered KRYSS. The games often preceded technological breakthroughs, as if humans were playing with concepts before they could actually build them. When they accessed Earth's digital networks, the volume of data nearly overwhelmed their collection systems. Humans devoted enormous resources to game development and distribution. They created virtual worlds with physics engines that mimic reality with surprising accuracy. They built sophisticated artificial intelligence opponents that learned and adapted. They formed massive online communities dedicated to mastering these simulated environments. The team's first report to the Science Council highlighted humanity's unusual focus on competitive gaming. Unlike most species who primarily use games for relaxation or social bonding, humans turned everything into a contest. They organized tournaments, created professional leagues, and treated game mastery with remarkable seriousness. The Council found this fascinating but ultimately dismissed it as a cultural quirk of an emerging species. Nexus noticed something else during their behavioral analysis. Humans displayed intense emotional investment in game outcomes, but not in the way other species did. There was something calculated about their reactions, as if the emotions themselves were being tested and refined. When they failed in games, they demonstrated an almost frightening determination to improve, to overcome, to conquer the challenge. This persistence exceeded normal entertainment parameters. The team expanded their investigation, gaining access to educational institutions, gaming programs. They found humans using games to train everything from surgical techniques to emergency response protocols. This seemed logical enough. Many species use simulations for training, but humans took it further, gamifying every aspect of the learning process. They turned practice into play with an efficiency that should have been impossible for their technological level. VYX made the first truly troubling discovery while analyzing game complexity trends. The most sophisticated human games didn't focus on entertainment or education. They focused on conflict. The processing power devoted to accurately simulating weapon physics, damage models, and tactical scenarios far exceeded what should have been possible with human computing technology. It was as if they had optimized their entire digital infrastructure around these specific applications. The team's second report never reached the Science Council, because buried in the data, hidden beneath layers of casual entertainment and educational tools, they found something that changed everything they thought they knew about human games. Something that made them question not just their research, but their entire understanding of humanity's place in the galaxy. Looking back, Zixus would recognize this moment as the beginning of the end. The instant when they realized they weren't studying games at all. They were watching humanity prepare for war on a scale the galaxy had never imagined. The Axioni research team started their analysis with simple human games, cataloging centuries of board games, sports, and early digital entertainment. Chess fascinated them initially, a simulation of medieval warfare distilled into abstract strategy. But something about human chess champions troubled KRYSS. These players didn't just memorize moves. They develop an almost military understanding of position, sacrifice, and long-term strategic advantage. Sports presented another puzzle. Physical competition existed across many species, but humans turned their sports into complex tactical exercises. They created elaborate plays and strategies, trained relentlessly for marginal advantages, and organized their teams with almost military precision. Football fields resembled battlefields, with territories gained and lost through careful coordination and planned maneuvers. When they reached the digital age, the patterns became impossible to ignore. The first video games seemed innocent enough, simple tests of reaction time and spatial awareness. But they evolved with frightening speed. Within decades, humans progressed from basic simulations to incredibly sophisticated virtual environments. The processing power required for these games exceeded what the Axioni believed possible with Earth's technology. VYX discovered the first major red flag, while analyzing a genre humans called strategy games. These programs simulated resource management, unit coordination, and tactical deployment with disturbing accuracy. Players learned to manage multiple objectives simultaneously, adapt to changing conditions, and command virtual armies with increasing efficiency. The games grew more complex over time, but player performance improved even faster. The research team paid special attention to something humans called modding, the practice of modifying existing games to create new scenarios. This behavior pattern proved uniquely troubling. Humans spent countless hours improving simulation accuracy, adding realistic physics, and creating ever more detailed combat scenarios. They weren't just playing these games. They were actively refining them as training tools. Nexus focused on multiplayer gaming dynamics, studying how humans coordinated in virtual spaces. Their ability to form effective teams with complete strangers defied conventional social development theories. Players developed sophisticated communication systems, complex tactical vocabularies, and the ability to adapt strategies in real time. These skills match military training protocols used by advanced civilizations. The team's analysis of human military software revealed the most disturbing trend. The line between commercial games and military training simulations had begun to blur. Gaming companies produced combat simulations so accurate that armed forces adopted them with minimal modifications. Civilian players mastered complex military hardware operations through entertainment products that doubled as training programs. Flight simulators represented a turning point in the investigation. What started as simple entertainment evolved into programs capable of teaching actual pilot skills. Humans spend billions of hours practicing complex flight maneuvers in virtual cockpits. Commercial simulators became so sophisticated that the difference between gaming and actual flight training diminished to almost nothing. KRYSS compiled data showing how gaming experiences translated to real-world capabilities. Gamers demonstrated enhanced hand-eye coordination, improved decision-making under pressure, and advanced spatial awareness. These traits matched exactly what military organizations sought in combat personnel. The games weren't just simulating warfare. They were creating a population of potential warriors. The team discovered entire gaming genres dedicated to weapon ballistics, combat tactics, and military strategy. Players debated the minutest details of historical battles, weaponry specifications, and combat doctrine. They created scenarios reproducing every major conflict in human history, analyzing and refining strategies through countless simulated engagements. Virtual reality development accelerated the trend. Humans devoted massive resources to creating increasingly immersive combat simulations. The technology advanced faster than any other sector, driven by a seemingly insatiable desire for more realistic warfare experiences. The sophistication of these systems approached levels that should have been centuries beyond human capability. As the analysis deepened, the Axioni team began to understand the true scope of human gaming culture. Every aspect of warfare, from individual combat to grand strategy, existed in game form. Billions of humans spent their leisure time mastering skills that, with minimal adaptation, translated directly to military applications. They had gamified war itself, turning humanity's most destructive activity into their primary form of entertainment. The implications stunned the research team. They weren't observing random entertainment choices or simple cultural preferences. They had stumbled upon something unprecedented in galactic history, a species that had unconsciously built the galaxy's most sophisticated military training program, disguised as entertainment. Every human with access to games was unknowingly preparing for warfare on an unimaginable scale. Zixus called an emergency team meeting. The patterns were clear, but the conclusions seemed impossible. How could a species advance so quickly in one specific direction without conscious coordination? Why would they devote so many resources to simulating conflict? The answers would come soon enough, and they would shake the foundations of everything the Axioni thought they knew about humanity. The revelation started with a training simulator. Military organizations worldwide use sophisticated programs to prepare their forces. But the Axioni team discovered something unprecedented. Civilian gaming companies produce combat simulations matching or exceeding military-grade software. The processing demands alone should have overwhelmed Earth's computational capabilities. Instead, humans optimize their technology specifically around these applications. Combat flight simulators proved particularly enlightening. Commercial programs reproduce complex aerodynamics, weapon systems, and battlefield conditions with astounding precision. Civilian players log millions of hours practicing advanced combat maneuvers, perfecting skills traditionally reserved for military pilots. The barrier between entertainment and warfare preparation had vanished entirely. The team uncovered a pattern in virtual reality development. While other applications advanced steadily, combat simulation technology progressed exponentially. Humans prioritized realistic weapon handling, tactical movement, and team coordination above all other virtual experiences. They created haptic feedback systems, motion tracking, and spatial audio processing that transformed gaming into combat training. Nexus identified the psychological component. Through gaming, humans normalized warfare-adjacent behaviors. Players developed instant threat assessment, tactical decision-making, and stress management skills. These capabilities emerged naturally through entertainment, creating a population inherently prepared for combat situations. The games weren't just simulating warfare, they were conditioning humans to excel at it. The research team discovered something even more alarming in online gaming communities. Players organized themselves into hierarchical structures mirroring military units. They developed sophisticated command and control systems, coordinated complex operations across multiple time zones, and maintained operational security that approached professional military standards. All this emerged spontaneously, without formal training or direction. Strategy games revealed another disturbing trend. Players mastered resource management, logistics, and large-scale tactical coordination through entertainment. These games accurately simulated everything from small unit tactics to global warfare. Humans spent their leisure time practicing skills that translated directly to military command and control. The complexity of these simulations exceeded anything the Axioni had encountered in species at Earth's technological level. KRYSS analyzed the progression of artificial intelligence in human games. Combat AI evolved faster than any other application, driven by players demanding increasingly sophisticated opponents. These gaming AIs developed strategies that surprised even their creators, forcing humans to adapt and improve constantly. The entire system created a perpetual advancement cycle, pushing both human and artificial capabilities forward. The team discovered human children started this training incredibly early. Games marketed to young humans contain sophisticated physics engines, complex strategic elements, and multiplayer coordination challenges. These entertainment products systematically develop skills valuable in warfare: spatial awareness, resource management, tactical thinking, and team coordination. The conditioning began before humans could even comprehend its military applications. Virtual weapon simulations particularly disturbed the research team. Humans devoted extraordinary resources to accurately modeling ballistics, recoil patterns, and combat dynamics. Players debated minute details of weapon performance, developing expertise that matched professional military training. The game served as perfect knowledge transfer systems, teaching combat principles through entertainment. The esports phenomenon cemented the Axioni team's growing horror. Humans had created professional competitions around war simulations. These events drew massive audiences, normalized combat tactics, and celebrated martial excellence. The competitions served as perfect recruitment tools, identifying individuals with natural talent for warfare while disguising the process as entertainment. VYX made the connection that changed everything. Analyzing human gaming history alongside military development revealed perfect synchronization. Advances in combat simulation games preceded similar advances in actual military technology. The games weren't following military innovation, they were driving it. Humans had created a vast, distributed research and development system powered by entertainment. The team's final analysis produced terrifying conclusions. Through gaming, humanity had created the galaxy's most sophisticated combat training program, developed a population inherently prepared for warfare, built command and control systems tested by millions of users, established a continuous improvement cycle for military innovation, normalized warfare-adjacent skills across their entire species. The Axioni team realized they weren't studying entertainment at all. They had discovered humanity's greatest secret: Their games were a vast military preparation program operating in plain sight. Every human with access to games participated unknowingly in the most extensive combat readiness program the galaxy had ever seen. Zixus understood the implications immediately. The humans hadn't consciously created this system. It emerged naturally from their tendency to turn everything, even warfare, into entertainment. This made it more effective, not less. They had gamified combat preparation so successfully that billions of humans voluntarily spent their free time becoming better warriors. The research team's horror grew as they processed the full scope of their discovery. Other species dedicated massive resources to military training, carefully preparing specialized warriors. Humans had transformed their entire population into potential combatants through entertainment. They had created a species-wide combat preparation system so subtle that even they didn't recognize it for what it was. The final piece fell into place when they found references to gaming addiction. Humans worried about people spending too much time playing games, never realizing they had created the most efficient military training system in galactic history. The compulsion to play, to improve, to master these simulations drove constant advancement in combat-relevant skills across their entire species. Historical analysis revealed patterns stretching back through centuries of human warfare. Ancient strategic board games taught principles still relevant in modern combat. Chess developed strategic thinking. Go trained positional warfare and territory control. Even simple children's games like Capture the Flag unknowingly prepared humans for tactical warfare scenarios. The Axioni team traced the evolution of war games from physical simulations to digital environments. Military organizations throughout human history used games to train officers. The transition to computer simulations exponentially accelerated this process, but the underlying principle remained constant. Humans learned warfare through play, making them uniquely adaptable to combat situations. Their combat simulations advanced with unprecedented speed. The first military video games appeared crude and simplistic. Within decades, they achieved near-perfect physics modeling and tactical accuracy. The processing power requirements should have made this impossible with human technology. Yet they optimized their entire digital infrastructure around combat simulation, achieving results that defied Axioni understanding of computational limits. Psychological analysis proved most disturbing. Human players demonstrated remarkable emotional resilience in combat simulations. They processed defeat not as failure, but as learning opportunities. Each loss drove them to improve, adapt, and overcome challenges. This psychological conditioning matched advanced military training protocols, but humans achieved it unconsciously through entertainment. The correlation between game complexity and military advancement followed an exponential curve. As simulations became more sophisticated, real-world military technology evolved to match their capabilities. Games predicted and influenced weapons development, tactical doctrine, and strategic thinking. The entertainment industry inadvertently drove military innovation faster than dedicated research programs. Examination of human esports revealed another crucial factor. Professional gaming teams develop organizational structures identical to military special operations units. They mastered rapid communication, tactical adaptation, and complex team coordination. These skills transferred directly to combat applications, creating a vast pool of pre-trained potential warriors. The research team discovered humans had gamified every aspect of warfare. Vehicle simulations taught combined arms tactics. Strategy games developed logistical thinking. First-person shooters trained immediate threat response. Each gaming genre specialized in specific military skills, forming a comprehensive combat training program disguised as entertainment. Data analysis showed gaming communities function as unofficial military training networks. Players shared knowledge, developed new tactics, and refined combat techniques through continuous practice. They created detailed guides, training programs, and skill assessment systems that paralleled military instruction methods. All this emerged naturally, without centralized direction or conscious military purpose. The team found gaming accelerated human adaptability to new military technologies. When actual weapon systems emerged matching game capabilities, humans mastered them with supernatural speed. Their entertainment had accidentally prepared them for warfare advances they hadn't yet achieved. Games served as predictive training programs for future combat technologies. The Axioni discovered human military organizations had noticed this pattern. They began recruiting gamers, incorporating commercial games into training programs, and developing hybrid simulation systems. The line between military and civilian gaming technology disappeared entirely. Humanity had created a seamless pipeline from entertainment to warfare preparation. Most terrifying, humans appeared completely unaware of what they had created. They treated their combat preparation system as simple entertainment. This unconscious development made it more effective, not less. Without realizing it, humanity had built the galaxy's most sophisticated military training program, testing and refining it through billions of voluntary participants. The research team's final analysis revealed the true scope of human gaming culture. They hadn't just created advanced combat simulations. They had transformed their entire species into potential warriors, all while believing they were simply playing games. The implications for galactic security exceeded anything in Axioni predictive models. The destruction protocols activated across the Axioni research facility marked the end of their most important and terrifying discovery. As data crystals shattered and research networks burned, Zixus transmitted the final emergency report to the Science Council. The message contained not just their findings, but a warning about humanity's true potential. The warning explained how humans had achieved something unprecedented in galactic history. Through entertainment, they created a military preparation system more sophisticated than anything deliberately designed. Their games trained combat skills, tactical thinking, and strategic planning with efficiency that surpassed dedicated military programs. Every human with access to gaming technology unknowingly participated in the galaxy's most extensive warfare readiness program. But the most crucial discovery came in the investigation's final hours. The research team detected anomalies in their observation data. Small inconsistencies appeared in their monitoring systems. At first, they dismissed these as equipment malfunctions. The truth proved far more alarming. The humans had detected their research activities all along. The evidence appeared in their gaming networks. Hidden beneath layers of entertainment data, the Axioni found traces of counter-surveillance programs disguised as anti-cheat systems. Humans hadn't just known about their observations. They had actively monitored the observers, gathering data about Axioni research methods and capabilities. The final piece emerged from analyzing human game development patterns. The surge in combat simulation complexity directly followed the start of Axioni observations. Humans had used the research team's presence to test their responses to advanced technology. Every game release revealed a little more capability, carefully measuring how the observers reacted. Zixus included one last insight in the emergency transmission. Humanity's greatest achievement wasn't their combat training system. It was convincing the galaxy they had created it accidentally. Their games weren't just preparing them for war. They were hiding their true capabilities in plain sight. The endless streams of entertainment data masked sophisticated military preparations under the guise of simple recreational activities. The research facility's destruction completed a few moments after the transmission. As emergency protocols erased their findings, Zixus realized humanity had outmaneuvered them completely. The Axioni came to study primitive entertainment. Instead, they discovered a species that had weaponized entertainment itself, using games to create the most sophisticated military force the galaxy had never seen coming. The final data crystal shattered, taking with it the evidence of humanity's deception. But the truth couldn't be erased. Somewhere on Earth, humans continued their games, preparing for battles yet to come. And now they knew exactly how their potential adversaries would study and analyze them. In the smoldering ruins of the research facility, one last automated message activated in the emergency beacon. To any species studying human entertainment, they aren't playing games. They're practicing, and they know you're watching. The message repeated across all frequencies. A warning to future researchers who might mistake human gaming for simple entertainment. Because the Axioni had learned the ultimate truth about humanity, they hadn't just mastered the art of war. They had mastered the art of hiding their mastery behind a shield of endless entertainment. And by the time anyone realized what they had created, humanity would be ready for whatever came next.